I'm calling the meeting to order. I am here, Lucas Thomas, Richard Boucher is here, Jerry Alessi is here, Jay Fain is here, Peter Hood is here. Kate O'Mahony, who is now a full member, and I'd like to congratulate her on becoming a full member. And you've done great work, and we look to see more of that. So
Who
that
did we lose?
Brian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I add something? That was some classy resignation letter.
Brian.
Which I had at Brian's.
Is that public record?
Yeah, he mentioned, paraphrasing, that he was comfortable resigning because of the depth of alternates.
And that.
I mean, alternates, not all one person. I mean, that's a class.
Very nice.
That's class.
And that gets us to Ted Luxinger, who's here tonight as well as an alternate, but I'm gonna make him a full member for tonight's meeting. Excellent. Let's see. That gets us to Roman numeral 4, applications for receipt. Number 1.
The minutes.
Did I miss that? Oh, I'm sorry. Number 3.
I just don't want to forget them.
Approval of draft meeting minutes, the Inland Wetlands Agency meeting minute of September 6, 2023, and the sidewalk meeting of September 13th, 2023. Do any members, commissioners have any issues, any corrections, anything of that nature? Okay, so Commissioner Boucher has put a motion up to approve. Any seconds? Commissioner Fain, second. Okay, thank you. All in favor? That's all around.
One abstention.
Oh, abstentions. Okay, sorry. That'd be Commissioner Alessi abstaining. Now we're at 4 applications. Number 1, map amendment application, William Penny Associates LLC, 12 and 44, Lake County Road, map 141, parcel 120B and 121. Request to amend town map D-15 to reflect ground conditions. Applicant requests a fee waiver. Sarah?
So this was for a map amendment in the past when they've done it on multiple sites, but the same water course, they've asked for, trying to find the paper that's had this. They've asked for a fee waiver, so because you're doing the work that you would do for one site. I know that it had been done in the past, it's your call.
Fee.
The fee is $960 per parcel. Would be a $960 fee waiver.
So they're gonna pay one fee and then one.
Oh, okay, so it's not the full.
Yeah, no, it's not the full fee waiver.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes
I'm
sense.
sorry, I can't find the paper that has it in the packet.
That makes sense. I don't have.
But yeah, so it's not a full, it's just so it would be a $1,020 total with the state fee.
Okay. Any commissioners, any questions about that? No?
You need a motion?
Yeah, please.
I'll make a motion to move for reduce the fee. I won't say it's a waiver, it's
Yeah.
reduce the fees to cover for one fee to cover both parcels.
Okay, I'm glad you put that in there
I'll
because.
second that.
Second that, okay. Okay, all in favor? Aye. So Sarah, you made the calculation, so you know what it is. It's for the one. like
One,
what you-
yeah, so for one parcel.
Can I just add something?
Yeah.
I asked Sarah to refer this to the town engineering department. I just want to get their input on this before go to the public hearing.
Okay, I mean, there's time because we're just accepting it today.
Yeah, I know. I just thought if we could get it to them and then we have the information when we have the public, which either way, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
And then did you want to set the public hearing tonight or wait for that information from engineering?
No, we'll wait.
Wanna wait?
Yeah, it says an application for receipt.
Yeah, well, so you would schedule the public hearing, not discuss it tonight, just schedule.
Schedule it?
Let me know when I need to publish it for.
How much time do you think engineering will need?
Probably not.
When we'll have something by the next meeting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So do you want to schedule it for the next meeting?
Yeah, it's up to you guys. If you want to, you have to,
Okay.
no, I'd say the November.
Yeah, I think that November meeting should work.
Sure, November meeting. Do we need a motion for that? What can I just?
So as long as everyone, we could do unanimous consent.
Unanimous,
Mhm.
unanimous consent for November meeting? Okay, yeah, let's go. Yeah, but I don't like to hear myself talk.
I generally overcompensate for you.
All right. Application for discussion, number 5, rule number 5, application for discussion. Number 1, WP 23-123, Gordon, 546 Old Academy Road, map 171, parcel 9. Meadow restoration, including soil preparation, tilling, removal of invasive species, seeding, torn walking paths, and installation of 2 pedestrian footbridges within a regulated area. Last day's public hearing for decision is November 10th, 2023. Last regular meeting prior is November 1st. Staff recommends approval with condition. Okay.
The applicants are here.
You're here, okay, hello,
Hi,
please identify yourselves, let us know.
yeah, so my name is Dan Gordon. Dan Gordon Landscape Architects. This is Joe Larico, associate with the firm. And we're here on behalf of James and Carol Bamford, who are the owners of the property. And Sarah did a nice summary. I'm happy to describe the property to you if you're not familiar with it. It's 4.8 acres. The east side of it is developed with an older property and some stone paddocks. And the western portion of the property, about 3.3 acres, is a meadow that's been maintained over the years. And 2.3 acres of that, 2/3 of it is a wet meadow. And there's some upland areas. And so just graphically, this is the developed eastern portion of the site. It's at the corner of mine and Old Academy. And then this portion here is the meadow, the existing meadow area. There is Browns Brook, there's a watershed here that is part of the regulated area as well as an intermittent stream. Last year, when I was out here, the stream wasn't running. This year it's been running. The stream isn't all that well defined, so it just kind of flows into this bottomland and overspills, and it's wet. It's all down in through this area. It's wet. There's some upland areas. So there's a delineation by William Kenny, and there's a grove of oak and maple primarily. There's pine along Old Academy. The meadow itself is a mix of sedges, forbs, ferns. There's some invasives. There's particularly, there's sort of patches of invasives. There's a really good meadow area that exists as well. But there's a lot of porcelainberry, looks like grapevines spreading out over the whole thing up in here. It's been mowed. We had permission. Nick Fiore has been maintaining the property. He came in early and mowed it with your permission. But this is more involved. And what we want to do is we want to go in and control the invasives and reestablish it as a native vegetation with native facultative wetland plant materials, preserving what we can, and also materials as well. And we have a plant list that we provide. So it's really a couple parts. One is the restoration of the meadow, and that's site preparation, dealing with the invasives, seeding it, and then maintaining it to get that native mix to flourish. And then there's also a mown path that we would develop through here. We'd like to develop just to make it accessible. But it's really a light touch. That would just be mown through. It wouldn't be a turf or anything. It would just be mown through the native meadow mix, and a stone bridge where it crosses the intermittent stream. There were some notes about, maintaining the path through wet areas, so we would certainly work with you to, if boardwalk is needed, we could look at how that is done, but at this point, we're really looking for a low touch, really a restoration project. And it has those three components. So I'm happy to get into more detail, but as the overview, that's kind of a good starting point.
I have a question regarding the far western side. It's bare. What happened to it?
The neighbor had been had been dumping a lot of brush in there, and all they've done is take out the brush. So that we haven't cut any live trees. It was just removing the brush.
And do you mean from the corner? Are you talking about,
Yeah, it was just right in this corner area.
I think what Rick is referring to is the next section eastward is stripped. It's been tilled and stripped.
That I know of.
Picture, if you want to say.
I would like to see it.
If we decide
On our site?
the corner. See, it's been stripped completely. And it's been tilled.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Here's the corner you're speaking of right
I
here.
think must have been just where the brush pile sat. But I know, I know of no, obviously something's been done.
Mhm.
I had not been aware of it. You feel like it's been stripped?
Well, I mean, you can look at
Turned
it.
over?
This is,
I just don't know if it was
Yeah.
brush that was removed. So that's why we're not.
It's a
seeing
large area.
vegetation. Yeah, there was a lot of brush in
see
there.
something.
But again, I can inquire. I didn't know about that.
So that would be nice to learn what happened.
Yeah.
I agree, it needs restoration,
Yeah.
but it's certainly been cut, and I would say it's been clear cut. There have been mature trees that have been taken out of it.
No, I don't think that's the case. Can we look at air photos or anything that would help make that?
Yeah, I don't have anything here. I
Really,
see like maybe
I don't think
four
that
trees.
I don't think there's been any cutting of live trees. I feel really sure about that.
If you cut
I
somewhere.
think, I think that,
And I'm just making that.
yeah, it was, if there was some dead trees that had fallen over and were in the middle here, there was like a stump, it was sawed up and it was just decomposing. That was taken out, but no live trees were cut. Yeah.
It is an area I am aware, I frequently walk in, and I do know that there was a lot of activity in there, and maybe it was brush and a lot of invasives were taken out, but there was quite a bit of activity back in
It's
there.
been cut.
You're gonna restore that area?
Pardon me?
You're gonna restore that area? Is that part?
The whole thing is gonna be seeded and restored. That's the intent of the project. So what was taken out at that corner was a brush pile. I don't know of any,
Would you,
the
when you're
meadow
saying,
had been,
is it possible that it's larger than a corner? Would you happen to
I
have?
don't think so. I think when we're looking at that, I think we're really just seeing, it's probably like a 40 by 40 area. It's a big, it was a big brush pile.
To me, that's a big brush. I mean,
Yes, the
Not what I
neighbors
can-
have been dumping a lot of stuff in there. I have a lot of photographs too, which I'm happy to share. It's when I got
the house that's next door that
yeah, this neighbor here had been
they
dumping
actually
stuff in this pile.
grade materials in 40,
They
50,
just dumped it.
60 feet.
No, they just dumped it right over the side.
What we're talking about is that it's cleared all the way to the street, essentially where the stone wall is.
Yeah, I'm happy to do a site walk in
Yeah.
conditions, show you the photos that I had when I visited the site. I'm not saying that things hadn't been done, but my understanding was Nick talked to somebody with your commission and had a verbal approval to do all of the work that's been done to date. I am here and I believe that no live trees have been cut to my knowledge.
So the permission was given to work within the review area. And I'm saying
Sarah, do you
It-
know about the history on this? Cause
Twice, I know I talked to someone once, we were just discussing meadows in general and the fact that they can be mowed up to twice a year. Tim did speak with someone, cause I think it might have been,
I just want to assure you that
had
your plan.
called and said there was some activity.
I'm not trying to, yeah, I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Tim spoke with the homeowners, I talked about what they were doing and he had okayed work, and this is within the last year. Yeah, so if there was something that happened, since when I went out there, it was as I had expected it to be based on our conversations.
Okay.
I don't think they did anything
So for example, I mean, the reviewer area, if there's 100 feet, it really actually extends to the road.
Well, let me ask you
That's
this.
been done over as grass and kind of like a manicured.
Pete, if this has been going on for over a year, if Tim's been out there?
Yeah, Tim was out there in July of 22.
Okay, well, wouldn't he have done some sort of notice of violation or something?
He sent an initial contact letter, met with them, discussed, there was no violation.
And that was from July of 2022,
Correct. So, and they had been in contact a few times,
since then.
so.
Okay, and when were you, I guess, retained to do this?
It would be about a year ago. So, yeah, we'll call it July 22. So this has happened in pair, but this gentleman, Nick Fiore.
Yeah.
Talked directly with him up to this point. And when it got to this point, we felt that it was no longer a project that we wanted to have a formal approval with you. And that's why we reached out and said, now, we're not, and we asked Sarah what the game, the rules were, and we.
Right, that's why I wanna figure out what it is. It sounds like it's tracking to where our staff knew about this. And I just want my commissioners to understand that what we saw, we might not know the full story, maybe that was okay, Tim might know about it. So I appreciate where you guys are going. I don't want to.
I'm happy to show you photographs of when I arrived on the site and what the conditions.
That area is all gonna
We
be
didn't cut down
restored
any
and
trees.
renaturalized anyways.
Pardon me?
That area is all gonna be restored and renaturalized.
Absolutely. I mean, it was really brush, it was old
So-
deer fencing that came out.
I have some
We would make them
questions
do
about
that
the substance.
Yeah.
You're the designer on this, or you're using a meadow designer, or?
So we're the landscape architects and we're at the process where we're putting together our team. And we will be having, an expert who has experience, who's worked in the area.
Anybody in particular, or?
I'd rather not be, we're right at the point, but that you'd know the names of the folks that were.
Larry Weiner or somebody like?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so, I mean, Larry.
We're gonna team with them to do
Okay,
this.
Okay, so
With
that,
the best
that would be,
experience.
that would alleviate, it's a very good thing to do, but it's very.
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky.
We're totally on the same page and we just wanna do it right and we're gonna be preparing the clients so that they know, by working with
Okay.
folks you feel comfortable with, we feel comfortable.
So, and then,
Letting them know that it's a long-term commitment.
in terms of, I guess then you're gonna have more specifics that you're gonna either provide to the staff or provide to the aides.
So, the proposal that we've put forth, really, it's that site prep and dealing with the invasives first and foremost. And, we feel like the best way of talking to people is through some herbicides that are approved for wetland use because they limit the amount of disturbance, erosion potential, protect good, existing vegetation that's not a
You
problem.
basically
So
have.
we'd like to do that. Pardon me?
You basically have to do it that way if you wanna have anything.
That's what we would bring
And
forward.
I've done a lot of these, and if you use, the grubbing method is just like the sorcerer's.
Too much
apprentice.
disturbance.
All the seeds get exposed,
Yeah.
it takes off and goes, and if you
So-
do this correctly, if you do it judiciously and you do it spot treatment, that's gonna get your best
That's
way to do it.
That's what we wanted to bring forward tonight. That's what.
What the grubbing method is.
You go in there and you basically cut everything down and you disturb the earth. You go out the back out.
Like a
You
little
cut-
tilling.
And we-
It would even be more, they have to get the entire root system that way.
We identified both, but in talking with the experts.
You're just making.
We'd like to work with you to do it.
Yeah,
Which is identified.
and using the black plastic or the things as, you do that in small areas, but it's tough.
And we think it's gonna be about a year of prep.
It takes-
You have to do it for every season, cause you have different invasives that
Yeah, it takes a while to do it, and
we're gonna need to go through and it's gonna be.
you might have to do a pre-emergent, for the microcegium and things like
But the
that.
good news is we won't be tilling. We don't expect to be we hope to not disturb as much, be more strategic, and minimize.
Be able to see eventually the plans and placement of foot bridges.
Will you be able to see that? Yeah, we had, staff has identified you'd like to walk all of that and you can, that's gonna be a very soft touch. We just walk it, we'll flag it in sight. We'll look at the conditions.
So the other concern I had was, which I don't really have a problem with the stone slabs, and actually I like them. The only problem is I don't know that water course that well, and you can't, I don't think it's worthy of doing an engineering analysis. But you can't block the water going down and back it up onto anybody else's property.
Yeah, no, there's a good gradient. Yeah, there was actually some check dams that you identified were installed. I've never seen water flow through that course, and ideally I'd prefer to take them out, but we can talk about it. I just don't think that's.
Do you have a concern with that, sir?
Not the
I
mainstream.
I think
That comes from behind, did you see where the generator is?
So wet when we were there.
Yeah, not the main course. There's a course that comes.
well, I think
Guys,
Check
I'm
in.
sorry, there's too many people going on, it's not clear for any record or whatever, so one at a time, please. So let's do this. Sarah, talk to Jay, finish that conversation, then you can start talking to commissioners over here.
No, that's fine. I just concerned, typically on these small stream crossings, you do what they call a breakaway bridge, so that if a big storm comes, it'll break away and you cable it down so it doesn't go downstream, and that way you don't back up water upstream or you don't impact downstream. But it all depends on the particular water course that we're dealing with, so I'm just looking to Sarah to, kind of think, cause I don't want to have to go through the expense of doing engineering analysis. It's typically not worth it in these.
Can you tell us what you do again for the record, only because it seems you're getting almost too specific, so.
We do, you do a small wooden bridge that you place over the
Know your
stream.
credentials, Commissioner.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm Jay Fain Associates, I'm a BS in Cornell, I'm MS in Cornell, I'm a wetland scientist with 40 years experience.
Right, okay.
So, I just throw that out because and I'll look to Sarah's expertise, whether she thinks the stone slabs are okay. But from what you're telling me, this seems like a great project. I know Larry, he's done thousands of them, this guy's world renowned, and he does a great job.
Okay, great. Now, Commissioner, you had a question?
No, I'm good, and I'm grateful.
Oh, you're
for
good.
the-
Okay. Okay.
I'm grateful for the input. It's interesting to hear Jay talk about targeted herbicides. I mean, I hear that word and, so I find that very interesting.
It's a balance between, you can use these, you look at it from an energetics point of view, from like, how much energy it takes to remove a certain amount of plants. You can use some of these herbicides, which if you do it correctly, they're relatively innocuous and takes a small amount of energy. Just the amount of time and power and physical energy and chemical energy, solar energy that takes to eliminate these plants. And in my experience, and I've done every which way possible. I've tried rugs, I've tried black plastic, I've tried clear plastic, I've billboard things. I had very, limited success, and I deal with this as an ecological, I'm actually a licensed ecological restoration practitioner. And I deal with a whole community of people that have a whole network, and I've almost to a T, they've come to the same conclusion. And if you want to really get after this and do wetland restoration and plant restoration, it's a necessary evil, but something.
So that's I think a ringing endorsement of this this process. Excellent. Thank you. Commissioners, anything further? Any further questions? Nope. Okay.
The only other thing how long is I haven't read this, we're gonna get a bond, and we have usually these things take time, and as you said, I'd like to have at least a 5-year monitoring period. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Probably the first couple of years, twice a year, and then after the 3 year, once a year, you give a report and they tell us what you're doing, on what the ratio is. It's good for everybody.
Yeah, I think we had said 3, but we can up that to 5. And the same thing with
monitoring, annual monitoring.
Thanks, so, you know, the first 3 years is basically establishment, and then after the third year, the fun begins and you actually start seeing results.
It should get easier. Is that a normal time, 5 years? I don't.
We've done that.
Done that?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody okay with?
We just did that for the last restoration project.
Takes time, you have to be patient. And would your clients be okay with the 5-year plan?
I think they're in it for the long haul.
They are,
And
okay.
I think they understand.
I'm only saying because you've had discussions and I think only the 3-year plan was discussed. Now the commissioner.
That's what was proposed.
Yeah, so then
but-
this is, so, okay, very good.
Could I get do you have any sense of what the bond amount would be on a project like this? I know you need time to review it. There's a process you have.
The site monitor estimates what that would be based on planting,
Site monitor are,
like a third
Consulting?
party.
it's a third party?
So, yeah, we can discuss that at another point. We had asked for it to be a wetland scientist for this one, because the work is all in the wetlands, it's not a construction project. But that was the only thing outside of what we normally would require for a site monitor.
Okay. Is it, if we're working with a company like Wiener Associates, is it a third party to them?
I'm sorry, can you repeat
We're
that?
working with a company like Wiener Associates, is it a third party to them, or can their wetland scientists, would you feel
Probably.
comfortable?
Like, well, we can meet with them and that's,
So they would establish the bond,
yeah.
we'll work it through.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, commissioners?
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
support. It's, you know, I'm sorry that there was some surprises that I wasn't able to address. But I think, I think we have a good landowner and a good project.
Anytime you get rid of invasives, I'm a fan.
All right,
Should make a motion?
please.
Make a motion to approve the this project with the conditions. I think that we have, the only other thing different was the 5-year monitoring.
Second, so Commissioner Fain first and second by Commissioner Lefty. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. That's all around. Very good.
Thank you for your consideration. I'm looking forward to working with you and also for your support of the community.
Moving on to Roman numeral 6. Declaratory ruling request. So 1, declaratory ruling request for Summit Mine Hill LLC, 360 Pine Hill Road, map 148, parcel 76. Excavation and restoration of existing farm pond to be used for irrigation within a regulated area. Staff recommends review, site visit, and approval. So I'm happy to do review and site visit, but I do know that I'm an attorney in my day job, if you will, and I've done some of this stuff. When farms come around, it's a as of right. So if it is a farm, I'm happy to do it, but I don't want anybody to waste their time if they don't wanna do a site visit or anything, because we're kind of gonna look at it, determine if it's farm, and can't say no.
And was Tim's idea that to do the site visit, because that's what we've always done in the past, just because it's just because of the ruling that they're looking for, is that why he wants us to do
I
the
think he was just trying to
Just get,
Tom Ryder from Land Tech is on if you
Oh,
wanted to get an
okay,
overview.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Hello,
Hello, can you hear me? I'm just logging in.
hold on for just a minute. I'm not sure if I can hear you.
Okay.
Skipped over the boundary.
No, we haven't got
Yeah, hold it, hold that.
that's out.
Yeah.
Number
Is there a volume?
Is this better?
Think he's.
You're unmuted, but we can barely hear you. We're gonna try to see if we can increase our audio here. Will that work? Would you mind saying something?
Actually,
Hello?
we'll help you out.
All right, that's a little bit better. Okay, thank you.
Better? Is that better?
Really?
No. It's on his end, I think.
Huh, I was. Something just happened and I don't know what.
Goodness gracious.
May have his input turned down.
Is there any way to look at your stuff to see if your microphone, your volume can be raised?
I've got a better idea. I'm gonna try, I'll be right back.
Why don't you
He's gonna look,
log in again?
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
okay.
So
While you do that, oh, okay, doesn't matter. All right, we're gonna pass that just for a minute because we just got a couple things and by the time he gets back in, we'll. So we're at Roman numeral 7, bills and bond releases. Number 1. IWP 2018-19-15, Cawley, 1240 Westport Turnpike, construction new dwelling, driveway and subsurface sewage disposal system within a regulated area. The request of Lucas Papa George for final bond release of 25,600. Staff recommends the final bond release of 25,600. Was everything done that was supposed to be done?
It's done.
All good?
Yep.
Okay, we'll hold off on voting on that for a second. Number 2, IWP 2020-21-15, Woodbridge Construction, 630 Hoydens Lane, construction of a new dwelling within regulated area. Request of Walter Stapleton for final bond release of $9,000. Staff recommends final bond release of $9,000.
All done.
All done? Very good. And number 3, IWP 2003-08, Black Rock Realty LLC and the Town of Fairfield. 160, 219, and 300 Ash Creek Boulevard, formerly 21 Black Rock Turnpike, Kennard Street to Ash Creek. Request of asset management consultant for release of 13,100 bond for the foundation of the concourse and 1,000 bond for borings. The staff recommends final bond release of the 13,100 and the 1,000. And Sarah?
This one's a little odd because it's old. The bulk of the bond had been previously released and I don't know why these weren't included in with that. Now we have a new bond for the new project with the
Oh, so
apartment
they-
building. So this is from when they were actually just doing the train station.
Okay.
One of the bond, the $1,000 one, they posted before they started any work to do some borings, just to check. And then the $13,000 one was when they began building the concourse. It was just to build the foundation part
So
of
it's
it.
all done. Yeah, it's all, it can be released, right?
So,
I talked to Sarah about this because there's still some outstanding work that has to be done in the wetland restoration. We had talked about that when we amended the.
right, which is
Right.
now
This is-
tied,
That bond is a separate bond, it's
It's
not
separate.
tied
Yeah.
to this, so.
it's now tied with the new project for the
Okay.
apartment buildings there. So that we had put in a condition.
Okay. All right, so should we do a motion for all 3?
I'll make a motion, to approve all 3 with staff's input.
Any second to that? Ted looks seconds. All in favor? Ayes all around. Okay. Now we will go back to Roman numeral 6, declaratory ruling request. Number 1, declaratory ruling request of Summit Mine Hill LLP, 360 Mine Hill Road, map 148, parcel 76. Excavation restoration of existing farm pond to be used for irrigation within a regulated area. And we have, are they
Does
online?
this work a lot better?
Still so low.
Hello? Tom?
Does this work? Yeah, does this work a lot better or no?
We really can't hear you.
Yeah, we can.
I'll be down in about 20 minutes. I'll just show up in person.
He said he'll show up, everybody.
No, that's okay.
Oh, wait, maybe our.
Hold on for just a minute. continue to talk so we can?
Yes, I can continue to talk.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yes, okay,
Does that work?
yes, that's good.
We got you.
We're good.
I'm sorry, I was all planning on attending in person and something happened. I tried this way. I should have been there in person. I apologize.
Lost you. Are you using, do you have a microphone or using a laptop?
Nope, it was PC.
Let's just, because we had it for just a minute.
Okay. Then let me,
Down again.
What is the
You have to save it at the bottom.
Save.
does that work?
Yep, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
You fix it.
There we go. Thank you. Sorry about
Yep.
that. We had some technical difficulties on our end.
I didn't know if it was my end, and so I'm changing things here, so that probably didn't help any. All right. I don't know if you want a presentation at this point. You already had a brief synopsis. What would you like at this point? A
Yeah, I'd love-
background or just go over the plan?
Give us a little background about the pond, its uses, and the property itself, and, kind of establish that it's a farm.
Okay, I can share with this. Are you sure? Are you seeing my plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is a property owned by Summit Mine Hill LLC at the intersection at the property of 360 Mine Hill Road. It's an 8.47 acre property that contains an approximate 3 acre vegetable farm. Some of you actually may know of it. On that farm is a pond that is used for irrigation, the farming activities over in this area. There is the pond here is used for irrigation, and it is basically all filled in. There is some standing water and some microtopography, but basically it is all filled in at this point. And the proposal now is to dredge this pond and restore it back to its former functions and allow it to be used again as it originally was as an irrigation pond. This is the zoom out. I will have the zoom in here. This actually shows a little more grading. We have dredging notes, which kind of shows us how to get in here. We'll be coming down this access road. We will be putting ENS controls up over the spillway. And like I said, we'll be excavating this down to here. We do have a number of different ways to store the sediment. One will be on the shoreline here to let it dry out prior to putting into a temporary stockpile area. And then we do have basically a dirt bag where the areas where the new water will be coming in. And when the saturated water is pumped out, that will go into the dirt bag to capture any other sediment prior to it being discharged over land, which is a standard protocol. And as mentioned in the opening, this is all being requested under a permitted uses as of right under the farming exemption for wetlands under your section 4.1A of the regulations. And that is what we're asking for at this point.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, any questions?
Can you just define farm for us? What makes it a farm?
The statutes, I know you're asking him, the statutes are very, it doesn't take like a economic,
I didn't mean that. I mean, in terms of, say, we're not.
going to throw that out there, but you might have to, Tom, answer the question.
Establish that it's a farm. That's what I meant.
Right, so what kind of, what do they do there now?
This is this area over here is a farm. It's a working farm. It's a vegetable farm. There's a little area up here where you can actually drive in and purchase the vegetables. And then this area here is used to irrigate that farm area.
Okay.
I just wanted
Chickens too?
wanted to have chicken.
Yep, all good.
Okay, doesn't he have like 500 chickens on this farm too?
There are other, I believe there are chickens up in this area here, yes.
There's chicken, okay, well.
Chasing you.
I'm
All
not
of
sure
that's
about
farm.
500. I don't know the quantity, but I guess.
Yeah, I'm myself, I'm satisfied that it's farm activities, so, yeah, and I think we just wanted it in the record to make it, like,
Clear signage.
okay,
I'm familiar with the property.
And you're familiar with
Yeah,
the-
it's definitely,
you'd be satisfied with that as a farm.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So it's
I have purchased things from this.
Why did you say that?
It is a farm.
It's a farm, okay. It's an example of the quality of the produce. Commissioner Hood wants to be.
I was
I
wasn't gonna take-
appreciate that.
I was gonna take Jay's word, but I would take yours. If you want something, right?
Okay,
All right,
So-
so do we
Wrap it up.
I think we need a motion for that,
Make a motion that we issue a declaratory ruling to allow the pond dredging to go forward under farm exemption.
okay, and second? Okay, Commissioner Rousseau, seconds, all in favor? Aye, all around. Yes, all right, thank you.
Great, thank you for your time this evening. Sorry about the miscommunication issues.
That's
Appreciate it.
okay.
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
All right. Commissioner Boucher.
Thank you.
Yeah, speak up, we're all here.
Turn your volume up.
Roman numeral 8, legal enforcement actions. Number 1, show cause hearing. 1876 Black Rock Turnpike Realty and Development LLC, care of JPA Realty Corp. 1876 Black Rock Turnpike. Map 76 lot 172, failure to address the NOV dated May 25th, 2023. For deposition of material in regulated area and conducting a regulated activity in a regulated area without a permit. Litter behind the restaurant blown by a grounds crew into inland wetlands located on town-owned open space. I can say I had a conversation with Tim about this. I guess this management company is out of the New York City or something, and they've cleaned up the garbage dump, the commercial garbage for the entities that are there, the tenants. However, maybe the landscapers or somebody comes periodically and blows it underneath the fence that's going into our the open space wetlands area. And he's been on the phone with these people, but it's only half, they're not really super receptive. They'll say, yes, they'll do something. Part of it's cleaned up, but they've never fixed the actual problem. And I think one of the remedies that Tim had mentioned was to put stones underneath, because there's a gap between the fence and the asphalt or something, whatever is there. So, you know,
We were supposed to find that, this is a show cause hearing, we're supposed to find
it's a show cause, yeah, I
think
think.
we need Tim's testimony for
Can
that.
I give just a brief
Yeah,
update?
you just-
So most of it, I had a phone conversation with the gentleman from the, I guess, management company, Craig Berman today. He had called for Tim, but Tim
Today he called?
wasn't, yes, he called
Okay,
today.
that's even newer information.
They've been, that's why I figured I'd
Yeah,
update with
good.
this. There had been a little bit of phone tag earlier this week. And then he had a family emergency going on, so he said he was not able to be here tonight due to that family emergency. He said that he's increased the garbage collection, like where they come and empty the dumpster to, they do that an additional time per month. He said he does have them going out more frequently. He thinks a lot of the garbage is coming from neighboring building, with the wind blowing it
Okay.
also. He said when I asked about a physical barrier, he said he had put up some wood. I don't know if that, I haven't been out there to
Okay.
see it, and I don't know if Mr. Bishop has seen it at all. But I said he'll need to connect with Tim and figure out what, if they meet and figure out what to do going forward.
So we're getting a response.
Yes, well, he called today and I know that there had been a couple phone calls.
So do we need to act on this tonight or can we delay?
Yeah,
I would think just uphold the notice of violation or something like.
Is it,
Or-
that's what, I guess, do we need to because he seems to be working with it
No.
or?
All I know was today's conversation, it seems that they've been trying and while you're getting a response, they're,
I kind of
It
like
may not be.
prefer to delay it if we.
yeah.
I'm on the same page, plus there was
You?
this, not quite sure what it was, but this medical thing with this something.
Yeah.
So I'd like to push it off to the next month and
And see
Yeah.
what takes place in the next full week.
yeah, and if nothing happens, then we're good, we'll uphold it.
So
And
just
Tim will,
continue it.
yeah, we'll continue, and then if we can uphold it, and then if he doesn't do anything, we can go to the next step, but he seems to be
responding.
Yeah, but maybe in a way where if there is a real medical emergency, it's only just in drips and drabs, you know, with his family. I don't know, but
I'm gonna make a motion to lay this to the November meetings.
that's great. And anybody second that? Ted? Seconds, okay.
So this will come up on the next meeting.
Yeah, the next meeting, and at that point, what we would be doing is seeing if Tim's, you know, violation is accurate or not. Okay. We'd have to rule on that.
Mhm.
All right, and
Good to have Tim here since he's actually issued it, he should give us the test on it.
that's fine, not that we don't trust you. And I'm glad that he called today too, because Tim did tell me that, you know, it's kind of on and off with this guy. so he wasn't-
Yeah, I think he's been dealing with.
Okay. Now we're going to number 2, which is continuation of Blanco, 144 Bennett Street, map 26, lot 166. Significant activities without a permit, including deposition material within a regulated area, water course, and disturbance of the natural and indigenous character of the land without sediment and erosion controls. Council advises the commission to authorize council to take appropriate legal action, including appropriate court filings. I'm gonna say something here for just a minute to clarify what this means. So, our town attorney is, Jim Baldwin, and he's got one firm, but he sometimes farms out some business to a different firm. And Owen Weaver is with a different firm. I'm gonna point everybody to go to their draft minutes that are attached here for September 6th, and I will show you what I'm talking about. I think will be in the minutes at Roman numeral 7 at number 2. This is how we rule. I think it's on the
Page 3.
page 4. So if we go to page 4, Commissioner Fain made a motion to refer this case to the town attorney. Peter Hood seconded the motion, which carried unanimously. We've done this in the past. We did it with Norwood at Wakeman. That same motion, that same language, and town attorney Baldwin's firm took that to mean they can do what they need to do to resolve it, from just letters to taking it all the way to court. I think that's what I prefer, that we do it this way. I don't want attorneys to come back and tell us, oh, I need a motion to start a lawsuit. No, we've authorized everything to go to you. Do what you think is best. So I'm not a fan of
Worded.
Bring it back.
of bringing it back and saying, well, we're not gonna, he's not actually saying he's not going to do that, but he's just advising the commission to authorize, we've already authorized you.
Yeah.
So I will,
Like the latitude for them.
yeah, I
Be done.
I think I'd like to say that motion that was done last month,
Authorize him.
authorize him to do it, and we refer council to that motion. I think that gives him all the authority that he needs.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
I was kind of confused why they
Yeah.
did it back.
Well, it confused me too until Tim, you know, our smart director that he is, he goes, you know, it's a different firm, by the way. And not realize what, and then it kind of made sense to me. So maybe it's being a little too conservative, but I don't think we need to go down that road.
Farming out happens all the time.
Yeah, good.
Not really farming out at all.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's, yeah, they appoint them, they're officially called special counsel.
Right.
That's all it is. Yes.
So we don't need to take.
We don't need to do anything with that.
Yeah,
We've
right.
already done it, so that's just a clarification on our motion from that was approved from last month. Okay. Staff
And
report.
then if I can just add quick, just to update the violation was filed on the town land records as you directed. So that's all that.
They did one thing, they can continue on to do the other. Yeah, okay. Right, 9, staff reports. You have, no?
Nothing really.
So this says CWC permanent application received 6, notice of violation issued 1, bonds released 7, And we have sidewalks for October. One, A is 360 Mine Hill Road, but we just discussed it. It's up to you if we really wanna go there, but it's already.
It's a done
determined
deal.
it's a
We
farm.
established it's a farm,
Yep,
so
and then B is 12 and 44 Wakeman Road. If we wanna do those sidewalks, it's October. Do we want to switch it to Sunday mornings?
Dark.
So that'll be a discussion
It's
for.
Trinity Baptist Church, it's very open, and it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes.
So you wanna keep it for Wednesday night?
You know, whatever you guys, do, it's not gonna take you long,
You call
it's not a lot to
it.
see.
Go with you.
It would have to be like around 6 o'clock.
Right on the twilight zone.
Yeah,
there.
right, yeah.
It's getting dark
It's getting
earlier.
earlier.
Wanna go Sunday?
I think Sunday morning
Okay.
is better
Make it a full day.
and I know I'm not here the following Sunday.
Yeah, so there's not a good Sundays in October for me.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Really, the 29th would be we're already at, or the 22nd. 22nd or the 29th.
22nd is a little better for me, but
Okay.
whatever the gang wants.
Second.
I just do what I'm told.
Or you do what you do.
not be today.
You'll be in Paris.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's do the 22nd. Show up, great. If not, obviously you can kind of look at it.
What time?
What did we do?
22nd.
Did we do 8:30? I don't know.
8 is good. I mean, everybody else?
Yeah, 8 o'clock on the 22nd.
That's morning, right?
Yes.
bathrobes and pajamas acceptable attire. I mean,
Coffee.
Be at church anyway, so.
For 12. Okay. For whoever can make it.
The church?
Yeah.
On a Sunday morning?
Right.
Sunday morning.
That is true. I'm sorry.
They're owned by the church.
That's okay.
This is a church, right? Do they have services in it?
Service has gone on.
That'll be fine.
We'll just walk around.
The fireman was on.
All right, so number, Roman numeral 10, other. Continued discussion regarding pursuit of enforcement action against contractors. Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do with that.
Well, the idea was that we would put forward a proposal that the RTM would, it's an ordinance.
Yeah.
So we really need, there's a lot of work.
Well,
We have to, it's interesting the last RTM meeting where they were figuring about the street ordinance, you learn a lot about the kind of things that they are gonna question. I took a lot of notes.
well, how about this, Commissioner Hood? I'll be happy to set up a committee, a subcommittee that if you wanna grab or invite a couple more commissioners.
Dabney's very interested in it,
Dabney?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
well,
wanna speak for her, but
sure.
that's the case. I just think it has to be it has to be fully baked before, and it would be probably prepare large document for the legislative. Would take a few months and a few cycles, it's up to them to,
I don't think I need a motion to do that. I'll set up a committee headed by Commissioner Hood. And you can pick two other, or whoever, but at least two more, so it'll be, there's three of you on the subcommittee. And you guys can run with it and see what you can.
what happened.
Okay. And then maybe at the next meeting, you can confirm who the other three members are.
State.
I'm gonna add a quick other here. I don't know if you noticed your pens. I'd like you to read them and see what's advertising, what's happened here. We have, the department has pens that they're gonna give out. It has the phone numbers. It's got the website and I think that,
This is your cell phone.
yes, it is, yeah. My cell phone number. Just call me.
Gotta complain.
Any-
I think that's
Drum
great.
up business. I think so too. Anything else?
Actually,
Okay.
Before
Yeah.
we adjourn, we talked about
Picture.
one is identification of resident conservationists. And I think just as you talked about Peter managing something, we should start to establish that one way or the other.
We should, but this is inland wetlands.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry,
needs to be
I'm sorry.
conservation commission.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
I do have one thing.
Yeah.
I'm concerned, I did send out some pictures, in Brentwood all the time, so I'm kind of a site monitor for the project, and one concern I have now is, the platform, there's a work platform, and I would say it's 100 feet by whatever, I don't care. It's sitting in the wetlands, and I'd like to consider making a request of Eversource to sample the wood, because I have concerns about what's in the wood, whether it's treated, whether there's insecticides, I don't know what. But it's, there, a lot of this wood is sitting in the wetlands and some of it is in it. There was a flag that they got, they mowed through. I don't wanna fuss too much, but they were a little aggressive about the mowing and somebody's tied it in a tree in approximately that area, but for me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a little, but I really would, I don't know if you need a motion or needs to be discussed with Tim, but I really want to get a sample of wood, and I guess that would be a boring. And to get some sort of assurance about what's in the wood, because it's gonna sit there for a while and potentially leach into the wetlands.
Okay. How about, have Tim reach out to them, see what their reaction is.
Yeah.
And if it's not positive, then we can bring it up at
Sure.
the next month's meeting. And
I just want it out there, it's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah.
But, there,
Reading Road.
there's a lot of work and then the wood's getting chewed up too. So when they
At the North
leave,
Street entrance, or which?
I would say at the west entrance.
Yeah.
I sent pictures out, I can send you a picture, I'll send
Talking
them.
about the picture of the wood platform,
Yeah.
the wedge underneath, that last wedge.
For the heavy equipment?
Right. Well, and so they run the heavy equipment over it, so it's also getting chewed up, and
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying,
saw that.
when they leave,
I
Okay.
didn't receive those pictures, so.
Okay.
I'll send them to you. Or I'll
Yeah.
put them on a piece of paper, it'd be easier. Yeah, that's good for me, I just,
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Thank you, Peter.
That is absorb oil.
Anything further?
The flow for the equipment.
Yep.
No, all good?
Good.
Adjourn.
That's great, Peter.